The most beautiful thing in the world. The sun is setting, it's like almost dusk. I see such a November haze, but it's just so beautiful. The bleak greyness of it all, but also these like warm coppery tones from the sun. And this beautiful clear day that's absolutely freezing. My hands are going red as I speak, but it's just breathtaking. I'm so glad that I decided to take myself out today. It's literally just me and the pheasants, which is a dream. I'd so much rather not run into anybody. I'm so happy being on my own. While on my own, I thought I could have a little chat with you. The podcast I'm listening to is What's the Juice, which is by Alia Zeta, I think that's how you say her name, and her partner Yoni. They're kind of two of my favourite people. I just love their whole vibe. Anyways, podcast episode is a really old one. It's called From Passion to Career. And it's talking about like how you find your passion and like the fact that we're meant to be able to like say what our career is going to be by the time we're like 16. We often have opposing opinions on things, but because they're so in tune with each other, they really know how to like battle it out in a way that's respectful but also getting to the bottom of what they're trying to talk about. Whenever I think of putting on music, I put on the podcast instead. There's a lot of music I can't listen to at the moment just for personal reasons, and this podcast is like my saving grace in terms of when I want something to listen to but I don't want music. But yeah, this episode's great. All the episodes are great. I love the ones on like like strengthening friendships. Oh my gosh, there's been so many of them. Like inspiration, creativity, that sort of thing. Like all the ones basically either on work or relationships, in terms of like friendships particularly, and just like lifestyle kind of one. I just love it as like a bit of company, but also like so much inspiration and motivation, and it's so refreshing to me. Also, like I said, my hand is literally about to drop off my body, so it needs to go in my pocket immediately. Guys, look at these pheasants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They're fighting. I've never seen so many. This is the second time you've got me in this vlog barefaced, but I am trying to do some work. I'm just not concentrating, so I'm going to go and take myself on a walk, seeing as it's 2:45 and the sun's about to go down any second. Love the winter time, and then come back and I should be like locked in, you know. I might make myself like a tea because I'll be freezing from the walk. My skin is really breaking out at the moment. I think my time of the month is like en route, so please ignore my appearance these last few days. Also my hair, like what the heck is even happening? I'm just letting it do whatever it wants. I'm going out on Wednesday to do some stuff, and I'm hopefully going to pull myself together a little bit because I've kind of forgotten, like I've been out and about, but I feel like I just get lost in these like stretches of work days. I can't remember what I even look like when I've scrubbed up a bit. I'll go on a quick walk, come back, and we'll like lock in and get some work done because the pressure's on. I haven't told you about what I'm doing, but I work basically freelance at the moment, and I've got this kind of like reading job. The deadline is mid-January, but I don't want to be working through Christmas, so I want to have as much of December off as possible. Realistically, it's probably only going to be like 3-4 days around Christmas, but I want to be able to go to like winter events and not be stressed that I'm not doing work, basically. I'm just getting ready to film a video, but I thought that while I do my makeup in preparation, I could also talk to you about how I'm getting on with If We're Villains, because I'm about 80 pages into that right now and low-key obsessed. I'm just going to do some moisturiser first. I used to always just do moisturiser in the evenings before bed. I finally got a day moisturiser and it's such a nice feeling on your skin, like first thing in the morning. Not that this is first thing in the morning, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I am, like I said, about 80 pages into If We're Villains, and it is truly, I don't know, like I haven't had a 5-star in such a long time, to the point where I genuinely think I forgot like what the 5-star feeling is. And every single book I've read, I've been like, am I being too picky, or is this actually not a 5-star? But then I picked this book up and I was like, no, like a 5-star is so obviously a 5-star. And I found that every single time, like I've been going between like a 4.5 or a 5-star rating on a book, and I would choose a 5, I always ultimately regret it, because a 5-star feeling is just, it's unmatched. And I low-key feel like I'm getting it with this book, and I really don't want to say it, but because I don't want to jinx it. It's like an otherworldly thing, I don't know, like if you're a reader and you've read like enough books to kind of like have understood your taste a little bit, and you're like a little bit picky with your 5-star ratings, and you'll know exactly what I mean. But like, I'm just constantly thinking about this book when I'm not reading it. I'm desperate to pick it up. I'm like getting lost in it whenever I read it. The writing just like works with my brain. Everything is just so good. In terms of the comparisons with The Secret History, I definitely think these books are very similar. And the first like kind of 50 pages, I was like, dude, like this is a copy paste. But no, it is very much its own thing, and it's become more and more like that. And I think also because like the way the book works is like we haven't even got to the bit where the murder or whatever has happened like takes place, whereas in The Secret History you know from page 1 exactly like how the murder goes basically, and then you just go back in time. We're very far forward in time and then we go back. You're learning as the characters are learning kind of what was happening, and there's very little parts that are taking you out of the story. My gosh, I think I'm gonna get cold. Even though we do occasionally switch to chapters of the main character Oliver like chatting with this guy who is like a police officer. They're like meeting up after Oliver's been in jail, like accused for this crime. I feel like I didn't tell you anything about what this book is about, so like you're probably really confused. But basically we're following these students in this elite like Shakespeare course at this like kind of arts college, so people can do like ballet there, they can do like poetry, but these guys are all like thespians. I think the general idea is that it's about like these characters getting kind of caught up in the characters that they portray in Shakespeare. So they all have like roles within Shakespeare's plays that they're generally like always assigned. Like the guy who's like the leader of the group is always like the king, and Oliver, who's like really nice to everybody, he's the main character we're following,
He's always kind of like a side character, but always in support of this guy called James. Plays this like very kind of like righteous character who's often like opposing Richard. And then there's like this girl who's very, very beautiful, and she often gets cast in roles that are quite kind of promiscuous. Basically, their real lives kind of like cross over with their characters they play, and I think the idea is that like someone's going to be led to this murder because they get kind of caught up in, stab myself in the eye, because they get caught up in the character they're portraying, and it like bleeds into their real life. So yeah, I think that's the general idea of this. But we know for a fact that Oliver's been charged with the crime of this murder or whatever happened, this crime. Charged with the crime? Charged with the... He's been charged. And he's just got out of jail. I think he's been there for like 10 years or something. It's unclear as to whether he did it. My guess is that he didn't. And I actually have some quite like strong theories about what I think happened. And I'm slightly concerned, this is my one concern, I'm slightly concerned that like this is going to be a little bit obvious. Because I really want there to still be like a mystery element, and I feel like if this falls flat in the mystery, then it might kind of like dock my rating down a little bit, which kind of worries me. I don't know, we'll just wait and see. But so far, so very, very good. It is just a great story, and it's so well written. It's way more easy to understand than The Secret History. So if you've tried The Secret History and you've like DNF'd it or something, and because you like can't wrap your head around it because it is like very modern classic-y, then I would highly recommend If We Were Villains. If you like the kind of vibe of The Secret History but you just weren't connecting with it, it's in a different league. I think that's the main thing. It's not as like highbrow as The Secret History, but at the same time, does something need to be highbrow in order to be good? No. You can have an entertaining story that keeps you hooked from page one and has some profound quotes and things like that without being destined to be a modern classic, you know? That's my opinion at least. So I think there's worth in both books, but I tried looking through the acknowledgements because I wanted to see if the author Emma Rio had said anything about The Secret History, and I don't think there's anything at all. So if she's denying the link, then like clearly I'd be like, Miss Ma'am, you need to own up to your mistakes. It's impossible for you to have written a book like the one she's written without having like read and kind of like enjoyed the concept behind Donna Tartt's. That is all I have to say. What have I forgotten? Did I have powder? I don't think I did. That's crazy. I don't know about this lip. I wasn't expecting it to be so red. Usually this product is way more toned down. Maybe it just was like too heavy-handed or something. That's the other thing I want to say actually, is that the work I'm currently doing is reading work, which means that it doesn't leave me a lot of space to read for personal enjoyment. Like I'm not able to pick up this book as often as I would like, which is maybe fueling my enjoyment of it further. It's really highlighting how much I'm enjoying it, I guess. My fringe is awful. A few months ago in like April or something landed on my head and I had this massive head injury, which has healed super well and I'm really happy with that. But my hair around the wound came away. They didn't shave or anything, but it just naturally like came off, I guess. And it's growing back, as you can see, which is great because obviously like we want the hair growth, but it also is like it's a completely different texture from the rest of my hair. It's way more like frizzy and dry. And because it's short as well, it just sticks up on end and there's literally nothing I can do. I have this like anti-frizz spray I try to put through it and stuff like that, and it doesn't do anything. So the only thing I can do is basically just like look like a weirdo or kind of embrace the messy hair look, which I've been doing a little bit, but it's just, oh, it's so annoying. And I feel like I look so stupid sometimes. There's some photos of me where it's sticking bolt upright and I just look like an idiot. But at the same time, like if anyone was like, your hair looks stupid, I'd be like, I almost died. So the fact that I'm still alive means that we can take the sacrifice of having stupid looking hair. I think we're ready to go. I need to film my video and then get back to my reading work because I can't prioritize reading If We're Villains, but still, I'm obsessed. That's all you need to know basically.
I don't know, accumulating and figuring out what are the pieces that are most attractive.
Come
New Tamino song. I have a cold, that's why I'm drinking this drink. Scalding hot cup of Earl Grey tea is what will cure me. Who was my Spotify rap #1 artist of the year, you ask? Arctic Monkeys. Is that even a question? Yeah, new Inhaler song, blowing my mind. Like literally like has thrown my world like off axes. It's everything, and I already know all the lyrics, and it came out like 2 days ago. I'm so obsessed with it. I feel like this new album, they've said it's their best, but like it's so different from the first two. I feel like they're kind of like sisters, and this one is like a really distant cousin or something like that. It sounds like them, it obviously like is them. It's so different, and I'm kind of loving it. It's like feels like a little bit electronic, which I feel like OG fans are like either gonna hate it or love it. You definitely have to kind of like open yourself up to being a bit more like open-minded with it, which is kind of funny when the title's open wide. So yeah, I'm just obsessed basically. New Tamino song, we're getting a couple of his new ones. He's touring and I really want to go see him. It's in March. I've never seen him, but he's one of my faves. He's actually on my wall right now, which is kind of funny. Just there. The new album, it's like a very different vibe as well for him, but I was listening to it last night. I was like, this is so beautiful. Just the 2 singles that have dropped. But yeah, still absolutely in love with that as well. I need someone to come with me. So if anyone wants to go see Tamino, hit me up because no one in my life has or ever will have the same music taste as me. As in like there's obviously plenty of Tamino fans and there's plenty of Monkeys fans, there's plenty of Inhaler fans, etc. But my like mashup of things is like a bit weird. So I can meet people who are massive Monkeys fans, I can meet people who are massive Inhaler fans, and that often crosses over. But being a massive like Tamino fan and a Lana Del Rey fan and a Julie Byrne fan and a Radiohead fan, all the people under the sun who I love, it doesn't match up. So I'm needing to find my Tamino buddy, basically. Yeah, if you are willing to be my Tamino buddy, let a girl know, because I really want to see him. I think it'd be beautiful. I could go on my own, but I mean, I would so go on my own. Maybe that's the answer to this question. I am sick. I have a sore throat. Today's sore throatness of it is like so much lower than just general cold symptoms, but I'm still feeling like a little bit rubbish. And yesterday we put up the tree. That was disastrous because I felt like heck. I wanted to be in like the festive Christmas spirit, but it was just not, I was not vibing with it. I have put up Christmas decorations around my room. We've got my little Santa hat here, and we've also got my tree, little baby tree here. I've also got tinsel like in front of me. I've got my ice skates up in the corner there, and like other random things. Oh, I think you can see here, that's like a little mince pie jelly cat. But yeah, I'm really not very Christmassy this year. I've got this little guy, he's a jelly cat as well. I've been like trying to work. I've just been given like way more work. Like it's the same work I've been doing, but like I've been given extra of it, and it's like almost like a third, or like it is like a third extra of what I was already doing, and I was already snowed under with what I had. So as you can imagine, we're on the grind. I can listen to songs when I work as long as I'm like super familiar with them. So we're trying to get to that point with the Inhaler song, so I can just be like listening to that 24/7. I'm gonna go now though because this is so not relevant to the video, but yeah, just so many good music things at the moment. I'm so excited. I went to see Miles Kane the other day, and I'm just like back in my like obsessed with live music era. She hasn't gone. She was gone like temporarily, but like she's back in full force. I need to learn the bass ASAP. Hi loves, I haven't even made my bed, but I want to sit down and finish this video because I was sitting down to edit it and realised that I hadn't even told you my final thoughts on If We Were Villains. I am obsessed with this book. It was so good. It definitely stayed as good, you know, throughout the whole thing. I will say that this was not a 5-star read. I saw that clip of me talking about this earlier. I was like, this book is so good. It's like giving me all the 5-star feels, which I haven't felt in such a long time. And while it did do that, I basically couldn't ignore the fact that I guessed everything that happened in this book. I thought it was extremely predictable. I don't think this book's intention was to be a mystery book. Like, I don't think that was the point of it, but it was one, you know. It is categorized within a genre of books that require mystery elements, and for that to be something that was like a bit not messily done, but like just extremely easy to guess. It read a little bit like YA in that way, just in the sense that I predicted absolutely everything about the mystery part, which I feel like I said, is okay, but at the same time, I don't know, this is really difficult to explain. This book is about so much more than the actual crime that takes place and about who did it and everything like that. It is an element of the story, and I can't ignore the fact that that part was like a bit lacking or a bit basic, or like the author didn't put her all into that area of the story, despite it being like a major part of the story, even if she was not intending that to be the entire point of the book. Does this make any sense? I feel like it probably doesn't. I really like the book, but I just feel like that was just like niggling at me. I think I said earlier, like I can't give a book 5 stars if I'm debating it not being a 5-star, because I know in literally like 2 months I'll be like, this is a 4.5, not a 5. I have it in like good faith now that like this is not a 5-star read, but it's 4.5 and it's so close. This would be like a 4.75 if I rated it in 0.25s. But yeah, such a good book. I highly recommend it. I mean, you can see like all my tabs. I haven't quite finished catching up on annotations, which is the reason why there's like a little bookmark here. Also, there was a line in this which summed up exactly how I feel about a situation that was very, very dear to me and very much consumed my life over the past few years. There was one passage which I think it was like the main character Oliver was trying to explain something to the police officer. The way that he kind of went through the thoughts of like whether he should say this thing, and then the way that he explained it and like his resignation at the fact that the police officer would not understand, is exactly how I felt about something in my life. Tears just like streamed out my eyes like as soon as I read that, because it just hit so close to home, and I felt like that is such an alien concept to so many people, but the way that the author delivered it was so beautiful. I'm not going to go into specifics just because of like how personal it is to me, but at the same time, if you read the book, I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about anyways. Yeah, that kind of clenched this as being like such a near and dear book to my heart, but at the same time, there was just like that one element that I couldn't ignore and did drop this book down to slightly lower than a 5, but still such a strong book. Highly recommend it. If you love Dark Academia and you haven't read this book, like what are you doing? Yeah, it's just everything. I'm so glad I finally read it, and I'm so glad that everybody on my channel pushed me to read it, because I put this on so many TBRs, and every single time I mentioned this book, someone would be like, that's my favorite book, please read it, like you're gonna love it. And I knew that I was gonna probably enjoy it, but at the same time I just put it off for like reasons kind of unknown to me. I was probably not like prioritizing it the highest out of my monthly reads. But yeah, it's finally something that's like off my shoulders, as well as not just a book that I ticked off the list, but one that I thoroughly enjoyed and is going to potentially be, actually no, it will definitely be in my top 10 books of 2024. So a sneak peek for that video. But thanks so much for sticking around to getting to this point in the video. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I love these kind of videos where I kind of mash up a reading vlog with just like a general lifestyle vlog. I hope you enjoy the content too. I love editing these so much. My joy is truly found in editing travel videos. It's been like that since the first time I like whipped out an editing program. I feel like because I have a book channel, they're the videos that people don't find as interesting, but I got such a good reception on my New York video, and I feel like that's because I was combining like a reading thing with the travel video, so it appeals to people who are interested in just like me and my life and like a good video, I guess, but also people who are just here for the book content, which I completely respect and understand as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Sending love to you from here to wherever you may be in the world. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to stick around and see more from me. And let me know any other books also that you'd like to see in these kind of like one book focused reading vlogs, or like vlog style reading vlogs. That makes no sense. Lifestyle reading vlogs. Because I'm happy to deliver. This is my favorite thing to make. So if you want to see specific things, then I'm so happy to. Thanks so much for being here. Bye bye.